Hi guys, this is Michelle from Memoirs of a Movie Maven, and the movie I'm reviewing for you today is The Great Gatsby, starring these people right here. It is, of course, based on my absolute favorite novel, The Great Gatsby, by F. Scott Fitzgerald. It stars multiple Oscar-nominated, and why hasn't he won yet, Leonardo DiCaprio as Jay Gatsby. This one right here, Carey Mulligan, Oscar nominee, playing Daisy. Nick Carraway, the narrator, is portrayed by Tobey Maguire. This one right here, Isla Fisher, playing Myrtle. And Joel Edgerton, the Australian guy, as Nick Buchanan. That covers most of the main characters, I think. I believe this is the 5th time this book has been adapted for screen in some shape, way, or form. Most people are going to be familiar with the 74 one starring Robert Redford and Mia Farrow, Jay and Daisy. There was also a one in 2000 that was like a mini-series, I believe, with Mira Sorvino playing Daisy. Haven't seen that one. I have seen the 74 one. I've read the book multiple times. Baz Luhrmann is the director, who you should know him from the 1996 amazing version of Romeo and Juliet, which was the first movie I saw of him. I know he did a dancing movie in there too, this Australian dance movie that I also saw, that I watched in film school. And he's done Australia, he's done Moulin Rouge, yay. And of course his signature flamboyant, over-the-top, amazing style, and his signature of having contemporary music in a period piece. Okay, so let's get down to the nitty-gritty. What is the plot about? Okay, for those of you who've been living under a rock, who have not read the book, and not familiar with some of the older versions of it, it's basically about Jay Gatsby. It is from the narrator Nick Carraway's point of view. He's put in the same shoes as the audience, and we know as much as Nick does. And as Nick starts to get to know this great Jay Gatsby, the audience gets to know more as well of who Jay Gatsby is, how he got to this place in his life where he lives in a frickin' castle, and the fact that he wants Daisy, that he loves Daisy, and he wants to have her. But will he have her is the question, and that's the question that's answered in the basic plot line that's answered in this film and, of course, the book. Now, I'm going to disagree with some of the critics, including one of my fellow YouTubers, Jeremy Johns, who said that the movie was so stylized and so loud that it took away from the storyline. I'm going to have to disagree. It was loud at the beginning, but I think that the director did that for a point. It was loud, it was over the top, it was glitzy, it was glamorous, because that's what 1922 was like. That was that time period. Booze was cheaper because the Prohibition, because of the Prohibition. Booze was cheaper. Bootleggers made tons of money because they sold booze for really cheap illegally. People were drinking too much, they were partying too much, they were doing all the things they would really, really regret later once the Great Depression hit. And, at first the film is like that. It's gaudy and it's glitzy, and I thought that, if I had seen it in 3D, maybe, glitter would have burst out from the screen or something. That would have been cool. But I didn't see it in 3D, I saw it in 2D, and I didn't feel like I was missing anything. But I think that that's the whole point, is that at the beginning, just like Nick, you're supposed to be carried away in this world. As to the naysayers who said that Robert Redford was better in the 1974 version, Robert Redford, yeah, okay, he's a great director, but he plays every character the same. Lions for Lambs, though a wonderfully directed film, same character. Horse Whisperer, same character. Jay Gatsby, same character. He plays all these different characters very similarly, which is probably partly why he was really meant to be a director, which he's very good at. Now, yeah, he didn't play the original Gatsby like the Gatsby that's written in the book at all. Leonardo DiCaprio is perfect for Gatsby. You know, and he's the right age range and he looks the right age range rather, because in real life he's like 40. Can you believe that? He's almost 40. But he looks the right age range, as does Carey Mulligan. They look the correct age range, where Robert Redford was too old and looked too old. And that is something in keeping with the book. It's not a huge part of it, but it does have something to do with it, because it has to do with the giddiness of first love. And it's 5 years after this first love. So the age is important in it. So I think it was a brilliant film. Though I do think that Tobey Maguire's part could have played by anybody. I think he did a really good job, but I think that it would have been better if it had been some kind of newcomer who like really needed the big break in Hollywood to do it. Just a little bit. That would have been kind of cool. However, you know, all the other acting was really good as well. You know, Mia Farrow in the 1974 version played the character very much like it was in the book. Very shallow, very unlikable. Carey Mulligan brought a sense of depth to the character, and I liked that, because otherwise I would have hated her the entire time, and there's no way you would root for the two of them to get together if you don't like her. You'd be like, just get over her and get somebody else. But I really not only felt their chemistry, but there was more of a likability to her than in the book or in the 74 version that I saw. So I liked that as well. It covered all the themes, though the green light theme symbol from the book kind of hits you over the head. But apparently a lot of people needed to be hit over the head because they missed a bunch of the other themes, which were very apparent to me. And these were people who had read the book who were complaining about it. So, I mean, whenever you do remakes, you're going to have a bunch of naysayers. You're going to have a bunch of people who just don't like it just because I don't want to like it. So, if you haven't seen the book, don't watch the other versions of it before. Don't compare it to the other versions. Just go in with a clear head. If you like the book, I think you'll like it, because I love the book. It's my favorite. Still love this book. And I still loved this movie. Like, the frickin' soundtrack is amazing, which I didn't feel really distracted at all, especially towards the second half. I thought that some of the Jay-Z music at the first half fit that kind of audaciousness and the big, you know, pomp and circumstance, you know, that was all the party scenes. It seemed just a little bit too contemporary to have a rap song, to have rap music in it. It just didn't seem to quite fit, and it didn't quite seem to fit with the characters either. But then as the film went on and you started hearing a music that was a little more subtle, you know, you hear a little Jack White, you hear a little Florence and the Machine, that stuff really, really worked in the film. And I'm gonna dare say that it is the best movie of 2013 that I've seen so far. And yes, I have seen Iron Man 3, it wasn't really as good as people say. And then one other thing, Myrtle, Isla Fisher, it was nice to see her in a straightforward kind of more of a dramatic film and a different kind of character. I'm used to seeing her as funny. She was in Confessions of a Shopaholic. She's Australian as well. You know, Baz Luhrmann is Australian. He's going to use Australian actors. I just wish they had more of her and her husband. More. Karen Black in the 74 version got nominated for an Oscar. So it's a big part to live up to. Give the girl some more scenes. But I wish they had had more scenes with her and her husband, so you would have seen their relationship more, and that would have made more sense later on in the film when some plot points start to develop. I hope to see her in more serious roles. Going to be in that magician movie that looks pretty cool, that Now You See Me. But so far, The Great Gatsby is my favorite of the year so far, and my rating, of course, has to be epic. I got a question for you guys. If you've seen multiple versions of the film or the miniseries, then which version on screen have you liked the best of The Great Gatsby? Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you go and see this movie, and I hope you see lots and lots of good movies. And just please share this video, like it, comment, join my Facebook group, Memoirs of a Movie Maven. go into Google and start following my blog, my Google blog, Memoirs of a Movie Maven. Of course, join my other groups as well, and subscribe to my YouTube channel and like and all of that good stuff. Until I see another movie. Bye. You know, into the... What the fuck up?